Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody there? Anybody listening? I guess that was poor. DJing on my part. I'm supposed to like let that fade out. Well, I work for a chess website, not a DJing website. Let me get my levels correct here. It was a little bit too loud. I'm a loud person on the mic. Let's see. Anything else I'm forgetting? I think we can get started. What am I forgetting? See, if I'm going to forget something, I should remember it now. All right, whatever. Let's get started. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are things going? I'm Nojoke. That's written here in case you forget. The idea of today's stream is something we've done precisely one time before. And it may be a regular thing. The plan is for it to be a regular thing. If it goes poorly, it may not be a regular thing. But I don't think it will go poorly. I think it will go well. Is that I am a Lichess administrator. I'm involved in the day-to-day operations of the website that you know and love, Leches. And I am presenting myself to the public to answer questions. You may not ask about absolutely anything. I'm sorry. If you'd like to know, my social security number or something, or talk about my childhood trauma, then I'm not going to answer that. I'm sorry. There are even subjects related to Leeches that I won't be talking about. If you ask me about the specifics of cheat detection, I will have nothing to say. If you ask me to unban your friend, I will have nothing to say. If you ask me to unban yourself, I will have nothing to say. We're not talking about bans, and we are not talking about cheat detection. Not specifically. Maybe I can sort of talk around cheat detection, things that don't have to do with specifics. But to be totally honest, I'm sort of scared to even do that. Because, like, I'm sort of a dope, and I'll forget, and I'll give something away. So probably just not gonna talk about it at all. I guess we'll, can you ban my friend? Ooh, I love how chat immediately gets to work looking for loopholes. What if we want you to ban someone? I will also not take ban requests. Good question. Good first question, though. Owen Krasuski. I'm going to try and take the questions in chronological order. Like, I'm not going to be totally up to date on chat. So I'm going to be looking further up for questions to try to get them in chronological order. I will inevitably miss questions. And I will inevitably ignore questions that I don't want to answer or I don't think are useful. So if you have one of the questions, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Find better questions, I guess. We had a good question early on. Where was it? Question from Gary Alakine. Hey, can I make a secondary account for Blindfold chess? Let's talk about alt accounts, which are it's what we call secondary accounts, alternate accounts. When you open a account on Leches, there are some tick boxes, and you agree to do certain things or not to do certain things. And you say, I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to be nice to everybody. I don't remember the rest of them. And one of them says, I will not make extra accounts. Now, that may imply that anyone who makes extra accounts, we will immediately send the Leches SWAT team out to eliminate them. That is not entirely the case. Generally, we are happy to allow second or third accounts, extra accounts, within reason, if there is a valid use case. Right? And critically, if you are not doing it to cover up some other misbehavior. If you cheat and get banned and then make a second account, that is the sort of second account that we care about, right? If you cheat and it's your fifth account cheating, then yeah, the sixth account is going to be a problem, but not because it's your sixth account, right? What are some valid use cases? Well, titled players, or high-profile players, we'll say, often want an anonymous account that they can play on casually, and a public account that they can play in formal competitions. That is perfectly okay with us. That is perfectly okay with us. If some super GM wants to play anonymously in the titled arena, but then they want to have an account with their name on it to play in some other competition, perfectly fine with us. Somebody asked about a blind account. I think that was the original question. Yes. A person, in fact, that's kind of the perfect use case, because you're playing blind, you're presumably going to play a lot worse, like several hundred points worse. My blind account, I think, is maybe 500 points below my regular account, but I may be uniquely bad at visualizing. So it's good that you use a secondary account. Yeah. People will often get very angry and be like, why do you let Magnus have so many accounts? We let lots of people have so many accounts. It's not just Magnus. Let's see what else we got here. Man, I prepared all this stuff to talk about in the eventuality that nobody would have good questions, and there are good questions. Like, I thought to myself, when it gets slow, I'll talk about X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't look like it's going to get slow. Does Leches have an automated cheat detection? If so, who wrote it? And can I get a link to the GitHub if it's on GitHub? I think I feel safe enough to answer this. This is what I was talking about, talking around cheat detection. I'm not going to talk about how it works exactly, but of course Leches has automated cheat detection. Every single game on Leches is subject to automated Leches cheat detection, right? And if you think about it, it kind of has to be. There are, I don't know the precise number, like over 2 million games played on Lichess every day. And we have quite a decently sized team of cheat detecting mods, but 2 million games, how many human beings would you need to look at all those games individually? You need some level of cheat detection. The human being cheat mods are for, you know, the small percentage of very difficult to discern cases. Every website needs a large amount of automated cheat detection. And I'm sure all the other websites lean on their automated cheat detection just as much as Leches does. How are you doing financially? Do you ever have periods where you need donations, or are you well off most of the time? Well, our costs are public if you're interested. I believe it's leches.org cost. I think I saw SP link that earlier. So you can see exactly what we have to pay for every month. The number of servers that our website takes up is not cheap. It's a lot of money. Our donations, our incoming revenue, is doing quite well. I'll say that we are comfortably paying our bills at the moment. When the pandemic happened back in March and April, there was a big jump in user base, and the donations went up as well. And yeah, everything's going well. I think that's all I really need to say about it. Are there any plans to integrate functionality similar to Decode Your Chess or whatever it's called exactly in the future? No current plans. I'm going to say that a lot. People are going to ask about so many features. Are you going to do Bug House? No current plans. Are you going to do multiple pre-moves? No current plans. Are you going to do upside down 3D crazy house? No current plans. No, there are no current plans to do any sort of decode chess functionality. But I wouldn't be against it in theory. There's a lot of people who have tried to automate the job of turning computer chess analysis into human readable prose. And to be honest, I've never been especially impressed with anyone's solution to it. But there could be one in the future that would be great. No ads on Leches, but ads on Leches Twitch. Is that a question? If there's a question, I could answer. Do you work on Leches for pure love? No profit at all. I mean, there are Leches employees, not many, but some. But yeah, I think it's safe to say most of the work is done by volunteers. You went quiet. No, I didn't. Skipping ahead. Are you adding that dartboard theme seen on leches.dev? We have a dartboard theme. It is right. Oh, not there. Sorry. What are we doing here? Do you have to log in? No, background, sorry. Dartboard, yes. So if anybody's not familiar with this, there is a dark theme and there is a dark board theme. And the dark board theme is exactly the same as the dark theme, with the exception of the board, which is also dark. You can see that here. I'm not a huge fan myself, but there's a small percentage of people who adore it, which is plenty to justify the existence of the feature, in my opinion. How did you find that on leches.dev and not the regular website? As far as I recall, that feature was written and immediately on the production website. Can you ban my higher rated opponent? No. Good question. Excellent question. Can you provide me live advice on chess moves in my ongoing game? No. Ongoing game, sorry. Yodor says I wanted to contribute. Are you referring to me saying that we are comfortably paying our bills? You can still contribute. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys and pretend that we're gonna have to cut the lights off in a week if you don't pony up some money. That's just not true. Sorry. It's kind of a miracle. We're all sort of hippie anarchist people who are generally very bad with money, and in this specific case, probably very bad with money. But it hasn't caused any problems just yet. Hey, can you talk about the mechanics of how matching works? I see a bit in code somewhere about pools, but I'm curious to know more. It depends if you're referring to the regular seek buttons or if you're referring to arena tournaments, but they kind of work in the same way. The goal of the Seek system is to match you with someone close to your rating, right? We want to get you a good game. So I don't know the specific math of it, and I probably wouldn't mention it anyway if I did know. But essentially, the system waits an appropriate amount of time to have a large... as soon as you hit the button, it doesn't pair you with whoever's available, because whoever's available might be 400 points above you. So it sort of looks at the pool. It sees, you know, do we have enough time to have we gathered enough people in the pool where we can match people up with somebody similarly rated? And then it pairs you. Arena pairings sort of do the same thing, but, you know, only draw from available players. What is the best way for someone to contribute to Leches aside from technical contributions? That is a difficult question to answer from Mr. Lakenrecker. Well, financial contributions as well. You could post in the forum. You could answer people's questions in the forum if you happen to be knowledgeable on Leches and how it works. You could join our Discord and do the same thing. I don't think Leches asks much of its users. We're very giving. Puzzle Rush coming to Leches. Ah, that one I will not say that there are no current plans. There will never be plans to bring Puzzle Rush to Leches because Puzzle Rush is a registered trademark of chess.com. So we will not have a feature called Puzzle Rush. I can guarantee that right now. Could there be a feature with timed puzzles? Yes, of course. There were timed puzzles before Puzzle Rush. And I'm sure there will be other people with timed puzzles afterwards. No current plans, but I think it's safe to say that the team is generally positive, has positive opinions about timed puzzles, and there could be something like that eventually. Owen Krasuski says there were no tick boxes when I made my account. Oh, he's got us. He's got us. Hello, Bonqua. How are you? How are you? Let's see. Let's see. What do we got? I'm asked again if I work on Leches for pure love and no profit. Was the question more on like an organization level? Profit is definitely not a priority at Leches. In fact, that kind of understates it. Profit is not something we ever talk about, ever. It is not even a goal. We need some money to keep the lights on. And after that, you know, it's just not something we think about. I fear that people will hear me say this and think that I'm like being diplomatic, but it really is true. I could name 100 features right now that would make Leches so much money. There's no ability to gift patron on Leches right now. And lots of people want to gift patron and it can't be done. And, you know, we don't have it. The devs are not super like motivated to work on it just because what does that do but other than give us more money? Doesn't make the user experience any better. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we got a raid. This is the problem with me being so far behind in chat. I did not get to thank the raider. Thank you, Chelsea Monica, if you're still there for the raid. Very kind of you. And I apologize for my incredible rudeness not thanking you 8 minutes ago. I'm going to skip ahead a bit. What do we got here? Why is Leches username unchangeable? Well, I guess the sort of simple answer to that is because there is no username changing feature that has been implemented. This probably doesn't really answer your question. Changing Leches usernames is not trivial for technical reasons. A dev may be able to explain this better than me, but the username is the name of your user in the database, if that makes sense. So there's no like user ID aside from the username where we can just change the username and everything stays the same. Yeah, Lakenrecker says the same thing I did. What's the highest value a contributor can make to Leches? Donate, or are there other avenues that you guys are lacking resources? I wouldn't say there's anything we're lacking. You know, with a lot of things, just always having a little more is always better. There's also Fishnet. that you could contribute to if you're interested. When you click the request analysis button on a game, or after a game, I should say, and it gives you that nice graph where it shows you were winning, and then you played something terrible, and then you were losing, and so on and so forth. That analysis is not done locally on your computer. It is done in Fishnet, which is donated CPU time. Somebody in chat can link Fishnet. Basically, if you have a strong enough machine, you can volunteer. Well, you can volunteer your CPU to contribute analysis. When are we going to get microtransactions? Might be a while on that one. No current plans, K the Joker. Nor long-term plans, nor plans of any time. A small barrier to microtransactions being implemented that I might mention is that it violates our core philosophy. But other than that, you know, maybe. Will Leches start promoting the site on Twitch like chess.com does? Well, I'm doing a Twitch stream right now. What more do you want from me? Sir, is there any profile photo in the pipeline? Well, you can put images in your profile. If you put a imgur, I don't even know how to say that. If you put an imgur link, and there may be other hosting sites that we allow, in your profile, it will appear as the image. Perhaps you're talking about a picture that will appear on the game page, and that is very different. There are no current plans to implement that. Let's see. How about that decode feature where a bunch of title players stumble into your website and tweet about it? No current plans. How to use personal tokens? What tokens are you talking about? I'm sorry? You're talking about OAuth tokens, maybe? What is something you do have current plans for implementing? This is a good question. Any upcoming features that would be nice to look forward to? I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. We sort of have a policy of not announcing things. This comes directly from Thibaut, the Lichess lead dev and founder, and I think the other devs agree with it. It's not, you know, him bossing us around. There are things that the devs are working on right now. There's one fairly large, important feature that's being worked on right now, and I'm not going to talk about it. And the reason we don't announce stuff, we don't say, you know, we'll have Upside Down 3D Crazy House in a month, is because I believe the devs like to have the freedom to start to work on something and then later on realize it's a bad idea. And if you announce, you know, I'll have it ready in a month, you kind of can't do that. So when new stuff appears on Leches, that will be the first time you hear of it. It will just show up on the website. Occasionally we do betas. It's not super common. Occasionally we will test stuff, and if you want to get in on the betas, you probably have to be on the Discord. We're not going to super hardcore promote the betas most of the time. You got to be one of the cool kids in the know. Could add a filter to not play provisional ratings? That seems a little harsh. If everybody uses that filter, how do provisionally rated people get a game? Let's see what else we have. We have tons of like devs and Leches mods in the chat, by the way. Did you skip my question? I may have. I'm sorry. Same question as before. Sorry, still looking for a question. Ooh, question from the Big Greek Shach. I have a team on Leches with nearly 8,000 members. I started to play Mega Simals against my members yesterday and had far more than 100 opponents. I'm not sure which time control I should use in order not to lose the games on time at some point. The problem is if I give the opponents too much time, it's difficult to assess how long the Simal will last. In order to solve this, it would be a good functionality to be able to give a different time control to the opponent. Okay, his question got cut off, but I believe I know the point he was making. It's a good point. So I don't have a ton of experience with simals. There is some mathematical equation that tells you how much time where you input the average rating of your opponents, You input your own rating, you know, and it will tell you how much extra time you should give them. I would be okay with some sort of new timing mechanism with simuls that makes them more manageable. I would recommend this sort of thing go in a GitHub issue. Are you all familiar with our GitHub page? Right, here is our GitHub page. You can follow Lichess active development here. You can make an issue if you think you have found a bug. You can even make a feature request. I guess you guys can't see it very well because I have cropped it out. Can I fix this? No? Yeah, you guys see that? Here. Give you a little bit more. Look at me live cropping. Yeah, so this is, still can't quite see it. Yeah, there we go, that'll work. Yeah, so this is the GitHub page. This is where you follow Lichess active development. Issues are where you leave bugs, make a new issue. I think that this idea of simul timing, a new simul timing mechanism would be an excellent issue. And, you know, having the issue doesn't guarantee that it will be implemented, but it's on the to-do list. I should clarify that. It means that we will at least have seen, you know, the potential issue, and very often some issue that requests something new will get the want tag. The issues have tags. They'll get one that says want, and what that means is that, like, yes, we would approve of having that, but we don't have any concrete plans to implement it. And, you know, if somebody wanders along that would like to code it for us, that could be nice. Let's find another question. Ooh, I had not anticipated. We have lots of Lichess people in the chat answering questions, possibly giving better answers than I am. Thank you, Lichess people. You're so helpful and giving. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Has Lichess ever hit 100,000 players? Apparently not. I don't have the data in front of me. As far as I know, the highest record is... I've heard 99, I've heard 97. I've never heard someone say over 100, so I think the answer is no. Oh, what else do we have? Why isn't there no filter for the master's database? Again, the simple answer to the question is because no one has implemented a filter. I don't think we would be opposed to having a filter. Filter seems very useful, just hasn't been built yet. I think there seems to be a misunderstanding about feature requests because we get a lot of ideas for different things, not just variants, but also things like this, a filter for the master's database. And people ask about it, and then it doesn't happen. Why don't you have a filter on the master's game database? And the Leachess person goes, yeah, okay, that sounds fine. And then it doesn't happen. And people assume that we just don't want to have a filter. But, you know, in any moment, there are an infinite number of cool things that could be on the website, and there are a finite number of people to actually implement them. But if your feature has not been implemented yet, if your pet feature that you love hasn't been implemented, keep your head high, because there is still a very real possibility. I can't tell you how many people, excuse me, I can't tell you how many features were talked about for years before they finally got implemented. And I'm sure lots of people thought the feature would never be implemented, and then one day it was. Swiss tournaments. There are Swiss tournaments on Leachess. For years, we did not have Swiss tournaments. We even had Swiss tournaments in the early days of Leachess and took them off because they weren't popular enough. And for years, we were just not going to have Swiss tournaments. And then one day we had Swiss tournaments. It's just kind of how things go. Feature that comes to mind, allow for more than 64 chapters in a study. Eric X wants more than 64 chapters in a study. I suspect that there are some data storage factors in that one, given that there are, you know, a nice square number like 64. So, if there are enough people that want more than 64 chapters, I think most cases where you would want more than 64 chapters in a study, they are things that you could just divide into 2 studies. Like if you have, you know, an opening repertoire, just make 2 studies. Is it really that bad? Bughouse when? We'll have Bughouse on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, it'll be ready. No current plans. Lucas, you're the sweet talker. Yeah, I have to be diplomatic, right? I have to be diplomatic. My stream looks a little bit ugly. Let's fix this. One moment, let me fix it. I want my stream to look pretty. How about that? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, sorry, I neglected you for a moment. Dear viewers, I'll never do that again, I promise. I promise. Let's see. I saw a good question and I just lost it. Somebody asked about that Netflix movie, The Queen's Gambit. I wanted to mention that, actually. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Leches users have ticked up in the last, like, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks or something. We used to reach about 75 or 80 players online. Let me switch the window so you guys can see what I'm talking about. On the Leches homepage, there's this thing where it says the number of players. I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. And that used to, at peak time, be maybe 75. And recently it's gone up above 90. I have no explanation. It has been suggested that that Netflix movie is the reason. I've also heard that apparently there are still pandemic lockdowns that may contribute. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But the user numbers have ticked up recently. Let's see. What countries have the most Lichess players? Well, I cannot answer that question. And it's at least, man, I can't answer a lot of questions. It's not because of ignorance. It's because I'm not allowed, or I don't have, you know, nobody has the information. Leachate doesn't have trackers. So that is difficult. Yes, as my friend Lucas says, a website like, I don't know, Google, they can tell you precisely how many users from every country. They can tell you how many users from the country. They can tell you what their favorite food is. They can tell you what that user got in their 7th grade math class. They know everything. Everything. They're in your home watching you right now. Leachates doesn't do that. We don't have trackers. We don't use trackers. So I can't tell you which country people are from because we don't know. Leches peak, when we have the most users, comes at around, I don't know, 17, 18, 19 UTC. So 5 p.m., 6 p.m. UTC, which would suggest a European, Asian, you know, heavy user base. A site like chess.com hits their peak a little bit earlier, which would suggest an American-centric user base, but this is speculation. I have no idea. Somebody asked about Stockfish 12. I don't see the question. Yeah, Stockfish 12 is out, Stockfish version 12, but you do not have it on Leches. We have Stockfish 11. The reason for that is that there are problems making Stockfish 12 work in browser, which are currently being worked on. And the problems are serious enough that using Stockfish 12 in a browser would be a significant downgrade on Stockfish 11. And as soon as that is not true, we will have Stockfish 12 on Leches very, very quickly. What else we got? I remember when there were custom tournaments in the bottom. Where did that go? Are you talking about the... Where is it? You're talking about the tournament page, this one? Yes, there used to be user-created tournaments below the official Lichess tournaments, and we had to remove them. When the pandemic happened and we had a big spike in viewers, we also had a big spike in tournaments, obviously. And the problem was that the user-created tournaments would stretch just a ridiculous amount of time. They would stretch for miles and kilometers and whatever measurement of distance that you would like. So we had to remove them. Something more limited than that might come back. I think it would be cool if the team only tournaments of teams that you joined would appear there. And you may see that someday. I don't know. Do I buy a rubber or plastic Leachess phone case for my iPhone 7? Wooden, rubber? Listen, can't answer that because I'm a no phone case guy. I trust myself. I trust my fingers to hold things. I feel like rubber would be the better material, but you know, I'm no expert. What about adding some other engines like Komodo? I believe Komodo is proprietary, so we couldn't add it. But yeah, I personally, I'm not super interested in adding other engines. Like, Stockfish is open source. It's the best, so why not just use Stockfish? What do we got here? I didn't quite understand that question. Would it be possible to make a name-changing system like maybe once in a Leachess account's lifetime? Unlikely to happen. Not impossible, I guess, but name changes are unlikely to be implemented. Yeah, let's see. What else we got? What about getting ducats? I have no idea what that refers to. Leela would be cool. Leela would be cool. Somebody asked about Leela. I'd love to have Leela on Leachess. There are some technical issues with Leela because, I mean, someone can correct me. This is not my area, but Leela doesn't run on CPU. I think there is a Leela CPU version, and it's not great. So, what do we got? What about making Zen mode available in puzzles as well? Huh. That is a feature request I've never heard. Zen mode in puzzles. There's no current plans, as I always say, but maybe that would be useful. You could do it with a user style. If you know a little CSS, you could do it yourself. It's a good excuse to learn if you really want that feature. How do you verify vet coaches and why is Nigel S such a butt? Well, the second question seems slightly beyond the scope of this stream, so I'll skip it. The first one is that, first of all, you have to have a FIDE playing title. Excuse me, maybe we accept National Masters too, I guess. Anyway, you need a playing title. And you write and ask us, and we either give it to you or we don't. So that's pretty much the process. I wish it was. It may seem a little silly, but that's what happens. If we get complaints about a coach, then we may remove them, which is something that has happened more than once. So in that sense, we do somewhat police coaches' pages as best we can. Fucha asks, is anyone working on the tournament broadcast view, game results, overall standings, and so on? Ah, excellent question. Fuchsia, I hope I'm saying your name right. So, broadcasts are probably a feature that a lot of people don't know about. These are live, ongoing tournaments. Here's the Magnus Carlsen games yesterday versus Parham, where he brutally beat that poor man by like 20 points. You can follow live games here. You'll see it linked on the homepage once in a while if it's a big enough event. The feature is sort of what's the word I want to use? I don't want to call it bare bones because there is a lot. It's just it's slightly pared down. You get the games, you get sometimes the standings, you get the schedule, you might get links to previous rounds. I personally would be in favor of more broadcast features. I think it would be cool to have a calendar for events like we have with tournaments. I think it would be cool to have, you know, a countdown, whatever. There's a few things I could mention. No current plans to do it, but long term, I would love to have that. I'm certainly in favor. Next question. Somebody asked about LM. We don't give LM anymore. How is it decided who appears on the homepage as streaming? Well, it's chosen by us. And we choose the people that we think deserve it. I hope I don't sound like sarcastic. It's true. I can only answer for myself. Basically, if we're considering a homepage streamer, whether to give it to them or not, for people that don't know, on the homepage up here, there are certain streamers listed as streaming, right? And there are lots of other people that have streaming pages that are not listed. They're still listed on streamer, but they're not on the homepage. Obviously, the homepage draws a lot more traffic. Basically, when somebody asks us for homepage or we run into somebody that we think might deserve it, it's just posted in the Leches Slack. Hey, what do you think about this person? Do you think we should give them front page? I can't speak for other people's for how they approach the problem. Personally, my metric for whether something should be on the homepage or whether something should be anywhere on the website is just, will it serve the user? What percentage of users will be happy to have been, you know, notified that Badur Jobava is streaming, and what percentage will just, you know, sort of just blank it out. They don't even see it. It's just like ads are on other websites. And if there's a high percentage of Leches users that would like to know, I think they should be on the homepage. There's a lower percentage, then I think they should not be on the homepage. This is a hard thing to apply scientifically, right? We can't take a poll, but that's how I think about it. What do we got here? Is there a way to reject extra time if I don't want to have it? Yes, there is a setting in your settings. I'm not logged in, so I can't bring it up, but go look for it. There's a setting to turn it off. Oh, there seems to be a lot of talk about homepage streamers. If you are a streamer and you want homepage and you don't have it, this is my advice for you. Build a big channel. I shouldn't say big. Build a channel on your own, and then you have evidence that people want to see you. Personally, when I look at a stream and I see that they are not on the homepage and they have a ton of viewers, that to me says that, like, okay, people want to see this person, whether or not, you know, I can see the reason why. But yeah, that's my advice anyway. What other questions we got here? Oh man, people are getting timed out because they're posting links. Sorry. I swear that I whitelisted these websites that you guys are mentioning. Any plans to allow GM users to upload video tutorials on topics to be saved for a difficulty-based tutorial system like chess.com, but free? No current plans, but I like the idea. A question for Leeches.org. Is there a biological theory of chess culture? Interesting question. Not sure how to approach it. Well, culture is produced by biological beings, so I suppose culture is organic and biological, if that was what you were asking about. When is placement chess coming to Leeches? No current plans. How do you know if you're a chat banned in Leeches? Well, you could ask us. We'll tell you. We're not going to necessarily advise you that you're muted. It's kind of the point. But you can ask us. We'll tell you then. Are we dropping frames? I don't see any drop frames on OBS. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe I dropped them before. That could have been a while ago. Oh, what else we got here? Hello, first-time questioner, long-time listener. What is Leeches? Man, what is it indeed? I guess it's a bunch of dirty hippies. Anarchists that run chess. That steal chess from hardworking chess players and give it away for free. A den of thieves and hooligans. Never trust them. Does Leeches know that I have multiple accounts? Well, I don't recognize your name right off the top of my head. But probably. We have lots of sneaky ways of identifying people when they try to make multiple accounts. How is a Leches versus chess.com match? Players rooting for each team playing against each other. That sounds amazing. Have the chess.com people contact us to set it up. I am totally in favor. You look like a clean anarchist. Yeah, well, I clean up for the stream. You know, if you saw me on a regular day, you'd be horrified. Is Leches written in JavaScript? I would direct you to our GitHub page, where you can see every single line of code. There is a bit of JavaScript, I believe. What else we got? Twitch chat jumps around. What would you say? Whoa, stop jumping. What would you say about Leach's relationship with Chess24 as we frequently see Magnus play on Leachates? We don't really have any relationship with Chess24. Like, we'll exchange emails about things. Sometimes we want the live, PGN for one of their events, and I'll write to them, hey, can I have the live PGN for the Magnus tour? And they say, yes, here it is. That's about the extent of our relationship. They seem nice. They seem nice. Does Danny Wrench send you angry emails about how you are destroying capitalism? No. No. But that would, if Danny's watching, please do so. That sounds like a lot of fun. Will Leches someday remove old usernames not in use anymore so they can be reused? No current plans. This came up on the Discord the other day. Can we let old usernames be reused? Well, if the account has played games, this is sort of a problem. Because Leches games are saved forever. Forever. Right? The sun will have gone nova. Every civilization will be but dust. And there will still be Leches games saved. So if we have a game from an account from, 7 years ago, it's going to be in the databases. And then we give the account to you and you're playing new games and you're a different person. It's problematic. I'm sure you can understand. For accounts that have played no games, maybe we could. Wouldn't be crazy. We have reassigned accounts manually in special situations before. But no plans to do it on a large scale. Is Leches violating anti-dumping laws by making everything free? I don't understand the question. I like the question, but I don't understand it. What else we got? How do you make money in real life? I do chess things. Leches developers are mostly terrible at chess. It's true. It's true. Leches devs are not amazing. There are in the cheat detection team, there's some good players. There are some IMs. There are some very strong players in cheat detection. The devs are not quite that standard. I think if you had like a team battle between the devs and the cheat mods, it would be a horrible beating for the devs. But that's not why we bring them in, right? An anti-dumping duty is a protectionist tariff that a domestic government imposes on foreign imports that it believes are priced below fair market value. Dumping is oh, that was a serious question before. Interesting. Dumping is a process wherein a company exports a product at a price that is significantly lower than the price it normally charges in its home or domestic market. Oh, so this is something like Walmart tactics where you like sell everything at a loss to kill the competition. I don't think we violate those laws. I hope not. That would be very sad if we were sent to jail. That would make me very sad. Oh, what else we got here? How long did it take to create Leachess's first version? That is a question for Thibaut. I was not around in those days. Those days are quite long ago by now, by the way. More than 10 years. How could I join the cheat detector team? I'm sorry, that team is by invitation only. We do not take applications. It is, as you can imagine, a very high level of trust for that. How to officially become a dev? Well, I would start out with learning how to make the Lichess dev environment. We have some YouTube videos that are very useful for that purpose. I'd recommend you joining the Discord where we talk about development quite a bit. I'd recommend you checking out the GitHub page. And find an issue that's simple. There is a tag in the GitHub, good first issue, and just see what you can do. What else we got here? Why do you not give an insta-win if the other one leaves a game? Good question. We could instantly give a win if one side or the other disconnected. We could just say, you lose, that's it. This would be very harsh on people with bad connections. We could also let people wait out the clock. If you're playing a 60-0 game where you have 60 minutes on your clock and 10 seconds in somebody disconnects, we could give them 59 minutes and 50 seconds to reconnect, and then they flag in the standard way. The current Leches solution is sort of in between those two extremes. You get a little bit of time to reconnect, and then you lose. And the time is a bit more with a longer time control and a bit less with a shorter time control. And I think that's probably the correct solution, right? People have dodgy connections, and within reason, they can still, play on Leachess with no problem. What else we got here? How can I improve my chess? My advice to everyone who wants to improve their chess is to study until you hate chess. If you have any positive feelings towards the game at all, you have not studied enough. You need to study more. You can ask any question within reason. Can Leachess allow betting on the outcome of a game or a tournament? Well, first of all, if you and a friend want to bet on a Leachess game, I'm not sure what we could do to stop you. If some third party wanted to, make a website betting on Leachess games, I'm not sure what we could do to stop them, even if we wanted to. As far as betting on Leachess, like Leachess holds your money and pays it out, I don't think that will ever happen. Sorry. How do you improve your chess after you hate chess? Well, after you hate it, you won't want to get better. So, we solve the problem via a backdoor. Do you have any specific marketing strategies? Well, we don't really do marketing, to be honest. We don't do marketing either because it's against our philosophy or possibly we're just bad at it. I mean, there are Leachess social media pages. There's a Leachess Facebook page. There's a Lichess Twitter page. There's a Lichess Discord, all of which, well, not the Facebook page, most of which are highly maintained, and there are active Lichess team members using them. So that's kind of marketing. As far as like paying for ads, like you would see Lichess ads on Facebook, I don't see that ever happening. It would be a little strange to use donation money to just sort of not directly on Lichess to just try to get more users. I don't think you're ever going to see that. You're doing pretty good for not doing marketing. Thank you. We'll try. Is it easier to say it's against our philosophy when you're bad at it? I don't want to be the, you know how little kids are when they can't do something and they're like, I could dunk a basketball, but I don't want to right now. That's how Leachess is with marketing. I don't want to be the person who's like, I would be the best marketer. I just don't want to. I don't know if we would ever be very good at marketing, whether we believed in it or not. How can you be sure that you'll have enough donations in the future to cover the cost of running the site? Well, I guess we can't. I mean, you know, if a meteor hits the planet and suddenly that drives up, you know, server costs. But of course, we're thinking about these things, and we're not living hand to mouth or anything. We have some savings. We're currently comfortably paying our bills. We try to set ourselves up to continue to do that as long as possible. I would donate a lot more if you guys could emit a tax credit receipt for US and Canada, if this is possible. You can get a receipt. You can get like a PayPal receipt, obviously, but I'm not familiar with tax credit receipts, exactly how those work. I assume that that's a special form, which we may not be able to provide. If you need some sort of receipt from us, you can always write and get that. Or you can probably get it directly in PayPal if you're using that. Why did Leches change the ELO specifications for the pools? I actually don't know. I think there are technical reasons. That's a question for the devs. Tell us about the database that names opening in Leches. It is different from the one chess.com uses. I honestly have no idea where those names come from. The answer to that question is hidden deep in the history of Leches, probably before I was involved with the website. I imagine that there's some public... let's put it this way. Very unlikely that some Leches person sat down and went through every opening and named it. Very unlikely. I imagine the first thing they tried was to look for some publicly available data to use. They probably found it, and then they used that. Why do you time out players when they leave the game? Because it's not nice. because people really dislike that when their opponent just disappears. So we have to discourage that. You know, you don't, when you if you get disconnected once, you don't get, you know, play banned right away. You disconnect once and you get a warning. And I think you could probably even do it another time pretty quickly and you just get a warning. And then eventually your first ban is like 10 minutes. So if you ever, just a little tip to everybody watching, if you ever run into somebody in the wild who's like, I disconnected once and they banned me for 3 days, that is not true. That's not how it works. You have to disconnect quite a bit to be banned for 3 days. Really a crazy amount. Will Horsey come back as the official Leches logo? I don't think so. You're not really supposed to do the same joke twice, right? Why was Horsey removed? Good question. Good question. I am also furious of not having Horsey on the homepage anymore. Leches sometimes pairs me with players outside the rating range in spite of me being explicitly. That might be a bug. I'm not sure what happened there. Make a GitHub issue, maybe. Does the Chess Insights... What's the question here? Does the Chess Insights use the server analysis made before? Are there some ideas of implementing a tool for spaced repetition for puzzles or openings. You mean like personal puzzles from your own games? There's no current plans to do that. I believe Insights does use only analyzed games. So if there, you have to analyze a game for it to appear as data in your Insights page. Are there any plans for a more realistic, and realistic is in quotation marks, any plans for a more realistic vanishing perspective board rather than a square board with 3D pieces? No current plans, but I assume you mean like proper 3D, like, you know, at maybe a 45-degree angle from the board. That might be cool. I'm not a huge fan of 3D pieces personally, but I know other people like them. What else we got? When will Stockfish 12 be implemented? And when will the cap system like on chess.com be there? Well, I imagine we're not getting caps because that's probably a chess.com trademark. Stockfish 12 doesn't work well in browsers. We talked about this earlier. So we're still using Stockfish 11 until it does. Does Leches notify the player whose game has been used for a puzzle? Good question. Dr. Trip Chance 1996 is his name. Every puzzle on Leches comes from a game played on Leches. If you weren't aware, there's a link to the game right there in the puzzle. We don't notify people if their game was used. All the games are quite old by now because the puzzle database was made a while ago. What else do we have? Is a football-themed board coming anytime soon? No, no current plans. Why does your puzzle rating drop so much when you reach 2100 plus? I don't quite follow the question. You mean like the puzzles get harder and you can't get past 2100 rating? You may be a 2100 puzzle solver. This may be the system working as intended. Caps is basically the percentage of the moves you play, like the computer will be there, something like. And what is Centipoint loss? Okay, so Leches uses, in the analysis page, uses ACPL, average Centipoint loss. A Centipoint is 100th of a pawn, and average Centipoint loss is basically, it looks at the moves that Stockfish would have played in those positions. It looks at your moves, which are usually worse by at least a little bit, and it measures how much worse your moves are than what Stockfish would have played, and gives you a number at the end. Would it be possible to make Blindfold mode a typing thing where it displays the last move and you input your move via text, because using the board feels like cheating? Mr. Proleco, I have the feature just for you. If you will check our YouTube page, you will see that there is a mode on Leachess specifically designed for blind people and the screen readers that they use. And in which, if you set all that up, then you could have a situation where you just type in the moves and that you have the moves played read out to you. You never have to even look at the screen. You can put like your jacket over your monitor and just play chess. Have no input at all. I mean, from, you know, the screen. Why does my time sometimes run out even though my last move is shown as played? The move probably didn't get to the server. There can be weird cases like that when you were, you know, your browser made the move, but it didn't get to the server in time. Thank you for linking YouTube. What great mods we have. Any good chess discords for Leches? There is a Leches chess discord linked on the homepage. I highly recommend it. The Leches discord is a terrible place full of thieves and killers and degenerates, and some of my best friends are there. What else do we have? I'm going to use the Lichess API for our Oculus Quest Chess VR game. Can I post the free link? It's fine with me, but Nightbot might not agree. Man, Lichess, or excuse me, Twitch chat is not great for my purpose here. I think I may start using like an IRC client because Twitch chat in browser really jumps around. Oh, guys, I'm going to go get a glass of water. I'm rusty as a streamer. I really should have known to have my water ready. So give me 10 seconds. You can even count down and everything. I'll be right back. 10 seconds. Just getting water. Oh, God. Did we lose all the viewers? My precious viewers. Oh, I've let Leches down. I apologize to the website. One incorrect puzzle results in a loss of 30 rating points, and this happens for multiple puzzles. Why does this happen? Well, the rating system on puzzles is precisely the same rating system as in chess games. Exactly the same. When you solve a puzzle, it is like you are playing a game against that puzzle. And if you win by getting the puzzle right, your rating goes up. And if you lose, the puzzle's rating goes up. So this is where the puzzle's rating comes from. So when you lose 30 points for getting a puzzle wrong, that means that it was a much lower rated puzzle, you know, or maybe you know, have a low rating deviation or something, whatever. But I mean, those are just kind of the breaks. If you're 2,800, if you're a 2,800 chess player and you lose to a 2,000, like your rating's going to take a hit. That's how it works. Jumping around, jumping around, jumping around. Oh, you're counting down. You really did count down. Awesome. You guys are so great. You did exactly what I asked you to do. Will you make new clean chess pieces? Are the pieces dirty? They look okay to me. I think. When will multiple pre-moves be possible? No current plans. I kind of don't like multiple pre-moves personally. I don't know what everybody thinks. I really shouldn't have an opinion. I'm not a speed chess player. Why is my GitHub issue being ignored? There's lots of GitHub issues being ignored. Making a Git issue does not guarantee that whatever you're asking for is going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not a to-do list. I called it a to-do list earlier, and then I corrected myself because that is not correct. Your to-do list is things that are presumably definitely going to happen. GitHub issues are not things that are definitely going to happen. And if your issue is not implemented, doesn't mean we think it's a bad idea. We may simply have not gotten around to it. Don't take it personally. I see some people that don't have a title but have coaches pages. Those are people that are grandfathered in. We didn't always have the titled player requirement. And there are some non-titled coaches, and they date from the time before the requirement. There are basically a crazy number of coaches with coaches pages, so we need to put some kind of limit on it, or the feature just, it won't be usable. Ugh. What else we got? Oh, subscriber, Amadeus Burrito. Thank you. Thank you so much. Santa Horsey next emote. I would do a Santa Horsey, but Twitch takes forever to like let our emotes through. So I feel like I'd turn it in and then it wouldn't be available till like after Christmas. What's the average rating for a 14-year-old? I don't know. I don't know. What else do we have? Did I miss a question somewhere? Kleinbeer is in here. Kleinbeer is quite a good fast chess player. Kleinbeer, what do you think about multiple pre-moves? Pro or con? For or against? Mr. Proleko likes multiple pre-moves. How do you translate your site? We use a site called Crowdin. There is also volunteers working there. What else we got here? What is your rating? My username's right here. I'm Nojoke. You can look it up. I think I'm 21 something Blitz, 22 something Rapid. I don't know. Look it up. You can get the precise number. Kleinbeer says, I don't really care about multiple pre-moves because they are overrated. Well, I feel justified in my anti-multiple pre-moves opinion now because there's a proper speed chess player that agrees with me. Yeah. I knew I was smart. I knew it would be proven eventually. Can we simulate the Russian clocks on Leches? What are Russian clocks? What does that refer to? Do you have a FIDE rating? No. I've played I've played over the board chess. I've played plenty, but I'm an American, if you haven't noticed, and there are a lack of FIDE tournaments in the US. Basmania says, 2 years ago you beat me in a rapid game on Leachess. My first question is, how do you sleep at night? And my second question is if I could get a rematch. Well, I sleep at night in a bed like a baby, peaceful and clear-headed. And no, you can't get a rematch. I already beat you once. Nothing in it for me in a rematch. Sorry. What do you think about the R Chess and R Anarchy Chess subreddits? They're pretty good. Anarchy Chess can be pretty funny. And they're all like incredibly pro Leachess as well. So of course I love them. Julian Proleko wants to null the opinion of Kleinbeer on multiple pre-moves. Sorry, Julian, you can't do that because it's not to my benefit. Is there a search bar to search for specific tournaments on Leachess? No, but you can go to the tournament page and use Control F. And it's very effective. So if I go, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but if I go to the tournament page and I want to find, I don't know, rapid tournaments, Control F, you can't see it, rapid, it finds all the rapid tournaments. It's maybe, you know, a tournament search box would be cool, but for the moment that is an effective way of finding the tournaments you want. What else we got? What is Anarchy Chess? It's a subreddit. Do you think that Atomic is the best Leachess variant? Man, these questions that are for me specifically, they make me afraid because I don't necessarily speak for Leachess as an organization. And people will hear that and they'll think I'm being diplomatic. But I really don't always speak for Leachess as an organization. Very often I have ideas and I go to the Leachess team and I say, here, Leachess team, let's do this. And they say, no, that's a terrible idea. We're not doing that. And then we don't. So in those cases, I literally, like, my opinion is not that of the Leachess as an organization. I like Atomic and Crazy House. I think those are the best variants. I don't know which one is better. What else we got here? What are some interesting things in the to-do list on Leches? We don't post a to-do list. We don't talk about it publicly. For reasons mentioned earlier, we like to have the freedom to start working on something and then realize it's a bad idea and stop. Is there a feature pipeline somewhere we can see? No. There is a changelog. Lichess.org. I think this will work. Hopefully I do this correctly. There is a changelog that is updated. Hope I typed that correctly. That you can follow, and we, we'll tweet about that. And if you follow the Leches account on Leches, it gets posted in the forum. Are there rapid titled arenas? Mr. Chessweeb, let's turn the question back to you, Mr. Chessweeb. If there were rapid titled arenas, would you play in them? And do you think that your titled comrades would also play in them? I was talking to somebody today about rapid titled arenas. It's interesting that you would bring it up. I learned today that there are more rapid players in the last week on Leches than there are bullet players. I was not aware of that. You guys can look this up, by the way. What do we got here? Let me find the link, 1 second. You can see the number of players, bullet players, for example, here. Let me pull this page up 1 second. So you go to this page, and it gives you a nice pretty graph, and it tells you how many played in the last week. The most popular time control is Blitz. Then I believe Rapid is next, and then Bullet. Although Bullet and Rapid are very close. That might change, over time. Rapid is about 50,000 active players above Bullet. Plans to add vote chess. No current plans. Has Leches seen an increase in new users since The Queen's Gambit got out on Netflix? We talked about that earlier. It's possible. There has been a noticeable bump in users in the last week or two. I don't know exactly, which is about when that movie came out. I'm not sure if that's the case, but it could be. We don't, take a survey or anything. Titled players wouldn't like to play titled rapid arenas, though. They prefer shorter time controls. That's also my feeling, but, I don't know if I've come to that opinion in a scientifically rigorous way. What else we got? The problem is most players would go 100% Berserk and just play Blitz. That's probably true. If there was like a 10-0 rapid arena, I would bet that the Berserk rate would be off the charts. Maybe that'd be fun. I don't know. Is it possible to build a repetition trainer you can use to memorize the best moves, like 20 moves of an opening? There is a type of study chapter called interactive lessons that might work for that purpose. I should have one ready to show you, but I'm not going to look or anything. Basically, an interactive lesson chapter in a study will follow one variation, one line, and it would basically, anybody that opens the study will be prompted to say, like, what's the move here? Okay, correct. What's the move here? Okay, correct. You can use it for puzzles. You could use it to train yourself to, play a certain opening. What else do we got? Do you guys have data on gender? As mentioned earlier, we have data on nothing. We don't use trackers. So, if you look on the YouTube, like the Leches YouTube page analytics, you will see that I think it's like 90% to 10% No, it's worse than that. It's like 95% to 5% men to women. Leches does not have that sort of data for Leches proper because we don't use trackers. Miniseries, not a movie. Thank you, Cormac. What is your favorite single fact about Leches? I only get to pick one? I guess I like that it's free. I don't know. I like a lot of things. I can't pick one. What percentage of players are from India? We have no idea, for the same reasons as my answer to Chessweeb's question. Oh. What else we got? What else we got? Do you like chess.com? Yeah, why not? I play on chess.com sometimes. I'm curious what, other sites are doing. I have an account on chess.com that plays once in a while. I play on Leaches more, obviously. But, follow me on chess.com. I'm Nojoke on chess.com too. Why is changing the name of a simul so restrictive? No matter how harmless the change, it will get rejected. I think the idea behind that is basically there are certain things on the website that you can never remove from view. So for example, chat. You can remove chat by turning on kid mode, and then you never have to see chat ever. And then you never have to see the forums ever. You cannot do the same thing with usernames. You have to see usernames, right? Simuls, you have to see two because they go on the homepage. Titled players that do simuls go on the homepage. So moderating for usernames and simul names is going to be a lot more restrictive than it will be for chat. And chat restrictions are going to be a lot more restrictive than for private messages. If you send a private message to your friend, like, you could curse like a sailor. We won't care. It's, two friends talking, whatever. Public chat is different. Hello, I remember when the average daily player count was around 8K a few years ago. Yesterday there were 49K. Well, we were over 90K today, so yeah, it's gotten a lot bigger. Can you comment on the rating skew between leachess.com and official tournament ratings? Well, they're all different rating systems, right? I think people some people have this idea that like an 1800 is an 1800 no matter where. Like, how do I explain this? Like you're measuring the temperature or something. There's like a correct measurement, but all rating systems are relative. So different websites will have different numbers. The same player will be a little higher or lower on one website than another. A player may have a higher, FIDE rating than a USCF rating, than a whatever rating. It's that's just how ratings work. That's normal. Why choose Scala? That's a question for a dev, which I am not. I believe my comrade Lakin talked about that question on one of the YouTube videos on setting up the Leela dev environment. So go check out those YouTube videos with Lakin. What else we got here? What's your business model? How do you make money? Well, it's not a business model. First of all, we are not a business. We are a charity. So yeah, we all of our money comes from donations. People donate. They get nothing in return other than the satisfaction of knowing they donated, and they get a trophy on their profile to prove that they donated. That's all they get. Donating does not open up any portion of the site to you, gets you no special privileges, and it never will. That's another important point. People tend to be a little bit confused when you talk to very business-minded people about Leches. They just don't follow, because there are a lot of websites that are free, like Leches, But the plan is to be free until they have enough of a user base to start charging them. Lichess is not one of those. Lichess will never, ever, ever, ever charge. Full stop. No exceptions. There is no scenario with a non-free Lichess that does not rely heavily on a deceased Thibaut Duplessis, a deceased Nojoke, a deceased everyone that works on Lichess. It will never happen. What is the max of players online ever? 100K. I think it's a little below 100K. Yeah. Oh, hello, Samalama. Yeah, good to see you, pal. I'm getting some weird shadows here. Hopefully that doesn't bother you. Oh, yes, it is pronounced Leeches. And we have multiple YouTube videos on the subject. You will never get better how to pronounce Leeches content than you will get from the Lichess YouTube. Will Leches hold a PogChamp-like tourney in the future? You mean with streamers? We have streamer battles about once a month. It's not exactly the same thing. If the question is if we're gonna like pay big streamers, there are no current plans. Maybe we would do that at some point. I don't know. I'm not against it. What's your question on donations? I'm sorry, Dark Comedy. I missed a question. It happens. What else do we got? How do I get good at chess? Well, I think I have to get good myself before I can answer that. Turn on a light here. There we go. That helps a little. I'll continue saying Leches. Well, you know, live your whole life being wrong. That's your business. What do we got here? What are the most commonly requested features or enhancements? Lots of people want Bug House. Lots of people want a personal opening explorer. Tons of random variant requests come in. Everybody has a variant that they think is amazing, that they think will be huge. Variants requests are super common. Yeah, those are the big ones. Fog of War chess, no current plans. Multiple pre-moves, yeah. People ask for that. Upside down chess. We already have upside down chess. There was a whole tournament. You should hack chess.com to redirect it to Leches. Yeah, we'll get right on that. Personal Opening Explorer sounds pretty dope. Well, it kind of already exists. There's this website, openingtree.com, I think. I don't know. So you can kind of already do it. Is it possible to make the home screen that way that the user has influence on the blocks on it? I don't like the position of the box's leaderboard tournament winners and latest update. Instead of those, I would like to bring the box open tournaments as the first one. There are no current plans to make a customizable homepage, but this is the sort of thing that you could do with user styles if you can write a little CSS. Oh, phone call, sorry. Turn that off. Oh, what else we got? Opening tree, yes, thank you for the link. Why does sometimes my computer make a strange noise when I make a blunder move? He's probably disappointed in you. Would you consider partnering with the Opening Tree site? The Opening Tree site is open source. I suppose the question is, like, would we have something like Opening Tree on Leches, or would we just, like, host Opening Tree on Leches? My understanding is that there are technical reasons that would not work. Opening Tree works very well with its current level of current volume of users. If that software was exposed to Leches volume of users, it would not do so well. So that is my understanding of why opening tree is not on Lichess. I would like to do another, I would like to use Lichess to promote opening tree instead. A long time ago, Lichess did a blog post on our favorite open source sites. It's been a while now. And we just listed a bunch of other open source chess sites. I would like those to be a regular thing. And I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I would probably be the one to write that blog post. So I'll get on it ASAP. I don't want to like just have opening tree on Leeches. I want opening tree to be big. Any plans for more practice chapters? Not currently, but we might. We edited the practice chapters a few weeks ago. We changed it. I don't know if you guys noticed. Stockfish stopped playing the line that we wanted it to play on a practice position, so we changed the position to something where Stockfish does play the line that we want. So they have scaling issues, correct. Will Leches ever support Bughouse? I can give a strong maybe to that question. There are no current plans, but we don't reject it entirely. Let's talk about Bughouse. Let's talk about Bughouse. Every new thing that gets implemented on Leches, it adds to the complexity. It adds to the workload of maintaining the entire site. And Bughouse is especially bad in that respect. The entire infrastructure of the website is built on a two-player game. The seek system is built on a two-player game. The rating system is built on a two-player game. The chat system is based on a two-player game. Everything. So Bughouse would be quite a bit of work. I wish that Leches fork for Bughouse still existed. That was really good. It was too bad they took that down. What else we got? Keyboard input for puzzles. That's a strange request. Okay. If there were current plans for a feature, would you admit it? No, actually, I'll give you a little. I'll be honest about my dishonesty here. Earlier, somebody asked me if there were plans to do something, and I, specifically me, have been working on doing that today and yesterday, and I didn't mention it. I didn't talk about it. Because again, I want to have the freedom to start working on it and then realize that it's a terrible idea and I shouldn't be working on it, and not have told everyone that I will definitely be working on it forever. Why did you remove the ending positions like the Philidor from the positions editor? I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Is that like custom tournaments? There used to be a drop-down box for custom tournaments to name a starting position. That is now obsolete because you can just enter a fen. You can just enter any legal starting position. What else do we have? How many people work on the Leches site? That is a very difficult question to answer because volunteers come and go, devs come and go, cheat mods come and go. I would estimate that there are something like 40 or 50 people working on Leches in the last, I don't know, the last month or so. Let's go over all the people working on Leches. There are devs, right? There are people writing code. There are people doing cheat detection. A lot of them. A lot of cheat detecting mods. Big team, right? They're grinding reports. They're doing cheat detection. There are people that are mods on the Discord. There are people who are chat mods. They only do chat. They don't do like cheating at chess. There are people that handle the social media. There are people that do translations, right? There's a big team of people on Crowdin doing translations. There are people who donate CPU time to Fishnet. So if I wanted to be, if I wanted to name a very big number and be very impressive, I could like add up anyone who's done anything in the past 7 years, and I could get a number, a big, 3-digit, 4-digit number. But that's not accurate. It's a much smaller number. I'm not sure what it is. Did we get a raid? What? I want to thank people when there's a raid. Raid from Penguin. Thank you, Penguin. Very kind of you, Mr. Tang. Mr. Tang's a class act. Sorry I missed it. I was looking for questions. I guess I didn't miss it. I was a minute ago, so I'm doing okay. Hello, Penguin viewers. I am Leches. I am the website Leches, anthropomorphized into human form. How do you get involved with the Lichess team? Well, depends exactly what you mean by get involved. You can donate right now if you want. If you want to be a dev, start looking at the GitHub, watch the YouTube videos on setting up the dev environment, find a small issue, get to work, see if you can do anything, talk to people on the Discord if you have questions or doubts or concerns. Translator for Esperanto here. When will we get Fog of War, Baroque Chess, Ultima variants to Leachess someday? There are no current plans, but it could happen. It could happen. What else do we have? Put the girl who loves doggy icons back on. Who is this old man? No. What else do we have? Why can't we change my username even once? I made a stupid account and now it has 900 games. I'm sorry, sir. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. My suggestion is that you just close that account and open another one. You don't have to live with your stupid account name. You can change. Today is a new day. Take advantage. Take advantage. Do you have a mobile app? Yes, of course. Go look for it. Is the Lichess YouTube even monetized? I don't believe it is. I haven't looked too closely at the settings. If there are ads on the YouTube, it's because I set it up wrong. There shouldn't be ads on the YouTube. We obviously, on our Twitch and YouTube pages, we turn off ads to the extent that it is possible. We have the minimum number of ads, which on Twitch is apparently 1 ad every half second. What else do we have? Is Lichess FDA approved? I don't know. How do you make money? Donations. Pretty simple. Lichess only gets money from donations. What else do we have here? Oh, we got a subscription. Fizzword. Subscribe with Prime. Thank you, Fizzword. Very kind of you. City Wanderer subscribed. Thank you. Is your anti-cheat manual or automated? The answer is yes. Both. You really need both. There's more than 2 million games played on Leachess every day. You would need an impossibly large team of humans to go over that. Some amount of that work has to be automated. And it is. Who funds the prize events? The donators. Those come out of Leachess's wallet. The same as all the other things Leachess does. Why can't Verstappen pass Hamilton? I understood some of those words, but not all of them. What else do we have? Why is Lichess rating inflated compared to chess.com? It's not inflated. It's just it's just higher. They're two, as we talked about earlier, they're two separate rating systems, so they don't match up perfectly. One's going to be a little higher and one's going to be lower. Is Fahrenheit inflated compared to Celsius? Is the euro inflated compared to the dollar? Is the meter inflated compared to the yard? I may have said some of those in the wrong order. They're different systems. They don't match up, right? A kilometer is not as long as a mile. So it doesn't mean that either measure is defective. Mile is kind of defective, so poor example there, but the metric system might just be better. But when you measure in kilometers and then measure later on in miles, you will not get the same number. Please get rid of keyboard use. Not a question. sir. What if people take your open source code and remake it into a commercial platform? Is that something that you are concerned about? What do you mean, what if? That has happened. That has happened. You can find Lichess clones that have ads and that charge people. And none of them are that big. They're all quite small because a website is more than just the code. You need people to maintain it. You know, you need cheat mods. So it's not quite that simple. And actually, we don't necessarily mind that. Like, the point of open source is that people are supposed to be able to use the code. And charging for it is not, you know, prohibited by the use agreement. If you're going to use Leches code, all you have to do is publish the source of what you made and make it open source. You basically have to do what Leches did, right? How big is the Leches team? Just answered that. I estimated 40 or 50 people in the last month doing Leches work. The number of people that are like putting in a lot of work is a much smaller number. 10? I don't know. I'm totally guessing. I haven't added it up. Do London players get secretly punished somehow? Well, no, but it's an excellent idea. We might implement that. I had not thought about that. What could we do? Could we like give them a little less lag compensation? Could we just steal like 1/10 of a second of their time every move? They'd never notice. Are Leches ratings even inflated anymore? Seems much more similar recently. I have no idea. I don't follow these things closely. I generally get the impression that like below 2,000 Leches ratings are higher. But then when you get up higher, it may go the other way. I don't know what I'm talking about on this issue, so I shouldn't have an opinion. A euro is worth more than $1. Yeah, I know I screwed that up. You get the point. Listen, I don't use a lot of euros in my day-to-day life, so you'll forgive me. True story. I went to Europe right before the pandemic, and I got a bunch of euros to buy things because that's what the euros do. That's what the Europeans do. And I left some euros in the center console of my car. And the car got broken into, sitting in my driveway. And the thief left the euros. The thief didn't want that ridiculous Monopoly money. True story. True story. What else do we got? What's the most common question you see that you're annoyed by? I don't know. Nothing really annoys me. Like it's kind of my job to field annoying questions. People ask about implementing variants a lot. People are fascinated by cheat detection. They want to know everything. I don't know. There's a lot of questions. What do we got here? Are people who hate Racing Kings the worst? There must be worse than that. I think murderers are worse. Maybe. Can I activate local evaluation by default in the analysis board? I always have to press L. No, there's currently no way to do that. Maybe you could do it with a user style. Have you gotten any support from Mr. Sinkfeld since St. Louis chess clubs use your platform regularly? He is a billionaire after all. Yeah, we work like, I don't know if I'd say closely. We work with St. Louis to help them set up their tournaments. And they're great guys over there. I love the St. Louis people. It would be inappropriate to reveal a person's donating activity, but Leches and the St. Louis Chess Club get along very well. Will Leches consider a true rating pool or a ladder season where you can't make your own matches to gain rating? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. It would just mean more rating pools. And we already have a totally crazy number of rating pools. How many ratings do you have on Leches? Is it like 20? It's too many. We're not keen to make new ones unless there's a very, very strong reason. What's your opinion on Smurfs in the game? Are there a lot of Smurfs on Leeches? The thing about Smurfs is, okay, first of all, how are you smurfing? If you are smurfing by losing games on purpose and then starting to win them, well, then you're getting banned. Like, that's against the rules. That's rating manipulation. Are you smurfing by using an account, somebody else's account that is lower rated than you? Again, that's against the rules. You'll get banned. That's rating. That's account sharing. You can't do that. Are you smurfing by making a new account and, you know, playing 1500s until your rating gets up to where it should be? Well, that's not going to work very long. If you're a GM and you start with a 1500 account on Leches, you're going to be over 2000 very quickly. You're going to be up towards your real rating very, very quickly. It won't take you 20 games to get above 2000. How do you deal with false positives regarding cheat reports? I assume a lot of people are reporting other people for cheating if they feel they get outplayed too hard. First of all, there seems to be some perception that, like, we just get reports and ban people. Like, somebody just writes a report, I think so-and-so is cheating. And then Leches reads it and goes, yeah, it seems reasonable, I guess, ban. Of course not. I've had people write emails that apologize for their report. They say, last week I reported so-and-so, and I think I was wrong. Dear God, I was wrong. Please. Obviously, we look into the report. Like, we see if you're right. So there really is a very low bar for reports. You don't have to be sure to report somebody. Just report them. The average, like, success rate of a report is probably in single digits. The average report is very bad. Very, very bad. Because the average person's understanding of cheat detection is very bad. So yeah, does that answer your question, I guess? Yeah, just report people if you think if you have some idea. Nothing happens from a report other than somebody taking a look. Are you an administrator? Yes. Amadeus Burrito asks, how hard was it to scale in March, April? How big of a refactor was it? It was difficult. It was rough there for a couple weeks. I mean, the user base doubled in something like a couple weeks. It happened very, very quickly. I don't think there's any website that could just shake that off. Certainly not us. So they added a lot of servers. Certain things got refactored to be more efficient. And the website has been healthy as a horse since. The sysadmins and the devs did very well. They should be very proud of themselves. What else do we have here? Is there a way to learn from your mistakes on PC like on mobile? Yes. Analyze your game? There should be a button. I don't know what to tell you. Will you read this message by City Wonder? No. Can you add more girls on Leches? I mean, it's not our fault that girls don't like chess. Maybe if you people were nicer to them, more of them would play chess. Don't blame us. Thanks for the answers to your questions, and to all the team. Your site helps our small school a lot in our chess lessons, especially now during the COVID. Thanks. My pleasure, friend. My pleasure. What else are we doing? Will this stream continue through and beyond the coming apocalypse? Yes, I suspect so, Mr. Dodgy. However, at some point, it will be just because I am hallucinating and have lost my connection to reality, and I will be talking to to like a trash can, thinking it's my computer. But it's still a stream. It still counts. Tors gifted a sub. Thank you, Tors. Very kind. Oh, no, wait. Did I ban somebody? I'm sorry. Man, we need to tell Ignitebot to calm down. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, Torbs. The message highlighting is really confusing me, which is going to cause you guys to do it more, I'm sure. Are there statistics on the average improvement of players over time as they play games? I don't have any stats like that, but it actually wouldn't be so difficult to produce if you have the technical knowledge. All games played on Lichess are put into an absolutely ridiculously huge database that is like a terabyte or something ridiculous of chess games, and you could, you know, track average improvement over time for users. What else do we have? Why is linking to GitHub forbidden? It shouldn't be. Apologies. Nightbot is an overreaching mod, and I'm going to have a stern conversation with him after this stream. Are you open for new variants? Yeah, kind of. It's not like we'll never have another variant, but variants tend to add a lot of complexity, so it's not to say we'll never have another variant, but it's not easy. It's not easy. They're also a fairly small percentage of the user base plays variants. We were looking at this page right here. So Blitz. 500,000 Blitz players this week. Let's go look at Racing Kings. 3,000. 3.7 thousand playing Racing Kings. Now, the variance people are going to be upset with me because I chose Racing Kings. The like crazy house numbers are considerably more respectable here. How many viewers here are playing Blitz on another page at the moment? Yeah, this stream kind of works as a podcast. You could totally just listen to it. It's not often that I do anything visual. Although I think you do lose a lot of the effect of the stream if you don't see my handsome face. I think that takes a lot away, but you know, it's still listenable. Will you expand... Oh, wait, what does this say? Will you expand your web components that you can use in other websites that they are now kind of force you to go on Leeches? I don't quite understand the question. What exactly do you refer to? What is the biggest offer from another company to buy Leches? Not that much. Okay, I say not that much. It's like, it's more money than I have, but it's enough, you know, to like, it's a lot of money. People make offers to buy Leches all the time, and they are told no, obviously. They are told that it is not negotiable, obviously. And I don't even think you could sell Leches. I don't even think that's possible. I think if we ever did sell Leches, we'd be like scamming the person that bought it. Because all of the software is open source. Like, none of the people who currently work on Leches would work on a for-profit version. So you lose all your mods. You lose all your cheat mods. You know, you lose Nojoke, which is a crushing blow. You certainly lose Thibaut. And so, you know, it's like, you guys watch Mad Men. It's sort of like in Mad Men when they like quit their job at one ad company and just founded another one and got all their same clients. That's what selling Leeches would look like. Yeah, that's never going to happen. It doesn't matter what they offer us. It's not going to happen. Is cheat detection also open source? Some of it. Some of it can't be open source because it's human beings. And we haven't figured out how to do that yet. How many people have asked you to give them Leches? Now, you see, Mr. Dodgy, glad you brought that up, because it's just a matter of asking. No one has just asked for it for free. I think we'd give it to him. Mr. Dodgy, do you want Leches? I think we should give it to Mr. Dodgy. Our Twitter game would get like 10 times better overnight if we gave it to Mr. Dodgy. How long will the Bundesliga exist? Indefinitely? There is no set ending date. It will go on as long as we have the resources to run it. Mr. Dodgy says, I don't know where I'd keep it. Yeah, storage space can be a problem. What's the best place to put in a feature request? Well, you can do it here. You can do it in the Discord. Probably I recommend the Discord. Is there a way to find all your games in the database? Yeah, well, when I say the database, there is a database on Leches. So if you click on this nice little button that you can't see because of my face, you can see percentages, and there are some games here, only the top games. The other thing we have is a downloadable database that you can use other software to manipulate and search for. And yes, you can find all of your games there. If you want to download your own games, you can go to your profile, and there will be a button that says download all your games. Would you sell Leeches for 50 million? No. Are there any features that the team would like to add to Leeches but can't because of copyright by other platforms? No. That's never been like something that we had to worry about. Maybe we're naive. Maybe we're gonna get sued soon. It could totally happen, but no. It's not something that we consider. Do you get a notification if one of your games is used in a Leches puzzle? No. I should do like a speed round at the end where I answer a bunch quickly. How many gigabytes per day Leches data grows? Well, there's lots of different kinds of data, so it's a tough question to answer. If you mean just game data, you can go look on the database page and you can see precisely how much data it is. Why Nojoke? You seem a merry man. Even my name is a joke. That's the irony. It's a meta name. Has Leches ever been sued or gone to court? No. No, it has not. Knock on wood. Not yet. Have you thought about developing your own streaming software and losing Twitch? No. That seems slightly beyond the scope of our mission. Why is Germ11 called Germ11? You will have to ask him. Show us some Easter eggs on Leches. I don't know any. Are you the owner? There is no owner. Can you see Leches backwards? Chess Lee. Is there any plan to implement an algorithm to load positions from images? There are extensions that do that, but Leches proper won't. Are you still updating the Leches app? Yes. Not as often as the website, but yes. Is there a reason my question about fixing Leches 960 Opening Explorer hasn't been answered? Yes, I missed it. Sorry. Does it not work? What's the problem? Can I play you in a 3-0 game? No. How do you extract puzzles from games? There is a script. What else we got? I'm too quick with the answers. You can't keep up. How to contribute as a dev. Watch the YouTube videos on setting up the Leela dev environment. Go to the Discord. Talk to people. Set up the Leela dev environment. Find an issue that seems simple. See if you can fix it. Poke around. Ask your questions on the Discord. Feature request. When restored rating points for cheat games, can we get a link to the game? No. Sorry, we do that on purpose. We don't want to encourage any like shaming. Will I get a discount from my donation on Cyber Monday? No. Why are there so many questions about multiple accounts? Because we see our sins in others. Good question. Any plans for a downloadable Leches PC client? No. That sounds like a lot of work. I think we'll just keep using browsers, if you don't mind. Oh, you can easily, what does it say? You can easily access different positions in Chess 960 Open Explorer. Hard to just look around without a game. How does this work? I can pull it up here. Hard to just look around without a game. Oh, you mean like you can't find individual games? There are individual games down here, but not many. Yeah, it's just we haven't implemented that. Sorry. If Leches is dead, which site would you recommend? I don't know. YouTube. I like their videos. Amazon's nice for buying things. Yeah, plenty of good sites other than Leches. Opinion on anime. It's fine, whatever. Do you play Fortnite? No. Are you using a green screen? No. All right. All right. I think, let's see here. Sorry, one second. I'm going to do some stuff in the background here. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Get your questions in now. I think we're winding it up. Favorite chess piece. How would you even have a favorite chess piece? My favorite piece is the one that wins me the game. We want to see what's in the door behind you? It's a closet. It's very boring. Would you consider adding a 960 option for more variants? Yeah, maybe. What's the next big thing coming to Leaches? We won't say. Sorry. We don't say, so we don't. So we can change our mind later. Oh boy. Who do you think is the GOAT of chess? Comparisons of historical players are meaningless. Don't do them. Let's see. I believe we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do a raid at the same time. You should always do raids when you end streams. I believe we're going to raid we're going to raid Badur Jobava, who is amazing. Super amazing. So I'm wrapping this up. Thank you for all the questions. We'll try to do this again sometime. You guys were great. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me set this right up. I should have done that while I was talking. There it is. Follow us to Mr. Jobava. He's great. He's amazing. I love that guy. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.